Technology, opportunism, extremism, wealth inequality, the complexity of reality, tragedy, suffering. This is the reality of the human condition right now worldwide. It's not easy to manage such a complex system, but we can definitely do better than we are. The first thing we need to tackle is violence around the world. Universality is an idealistic affirmation in the moment, but we can't escape the tit-for-tat justice that comes out of history from identity groups attacking each other. When any human attacks another human, it defies universality. It defies justice unless it's a justified reactive state. But everybody just believes they're in a reactive state to justify whatever crimes against universality they feel they want to perpetuate in the moment. It's hard to say when justice has been fairly distributed. Catastrophic acts are essentially finite in that they do have an end for the most part, but retribution is something with no limitation or condition. Retribution is ostensibly infinite. We can idealize universality and get a clear view of justice and morality from it, but we can't escape the tragedies of history and the unconditional circling of retribution. Some people and some ideologies don't understand how to live and let live. This is kind of a tough one because a lot of people just don't seem to get it. If you want to be a truly good person, then you'll accept that there's a certain amount of difference out there in the world that might make you uncomfortable. How you deal with it really defines how good of a person you are. From what I can see, the best people simply just respect other people's right to exist in their own space. As long as they're not bothering you or in your space, like your personal space, not the space out there in the world, but your personal space, we all agree that certain basic laws should be upheld. No killing, no sexual assault, theft. They're universally agreed upon to be illegal. But beyond that, nobody has the right to particularize a universal space. That's what freedom is all about. If you come from an area that doesn't see much cultural difference, your shared spaces will become particularized. Then if you move to a place where there's many different kinds of people, that's when universality is exposed. We just keep the basic minimum of legal requirements enforced. From there, it's truly just freedom. But people with particularized identity expectations want to turn the space into their space. It's effectively unethical. It will absolutely create persecution from all those who share the space. Because think about it, they've all grown up and learned to deal with the difference, and they get along at a reasonable level. Then somebody comes with unreasonable expectations to make the space theirs. They look like people with main character syndrome. They don't care that many different types of people get along and understand the social contract in this space. They want to own the space and tell all these different people how they should change in order to meet the new requirements. You can't possibly expect to not get ostracized if you act like this. I'm looking at all particularized identity groups. You have to moderate and respect universality and the social contract in the public space. Some people don't understand this, and those people aren't any better than anybody else, but they think they are, so of course persecution is earned. People are not attacking you just by living their lives in their space. I do understand that federal laws may reach into areas where they are not welcome to protect minority groups. On this side of things, we should also be careful about legislating particulars, and minorities in certain areas should think about moving. We should move people. That's much easier than forcing universality on those who don't see much change in particularized areas. It's very reasonable that fairly homogeneous areas want to remain homogeneous. If people don't want diversity, we should respect that to a point. Neither side should break the social contract. Good faith democracy can't stand in a world of bad faith actors. Honesty is still the best policy. That will never change. If people were truly honest and fair as individuals, then we could truly have more libertarian small government systems. Often those who want small government systems are just liars looking to escape accountability. It's because of these types of people that we have to have larger government systems to protect others who are just trying to live and survive. Those who treat life like a game are the authors of tragedy. If you're not sensitive to the destruction your actions have indirectly, the rest of us have to hope that you never gain any power or influence. Responsibility lies in keeping these kind of people out of power, and they themselves are rightly considered irresponsible and unjust. Law is not law unless it's just. Just because something is written into law doesn't mean it is just. When laws are written that aren't fair or just, that creates a duty to push back against them. When laws are just and people exploit the loopholes, that is immoral and dishonest. Any notion that what I'm doing is not illegal necessarily doesn't mean that what you're doing isn't immoral or unjust. Just laws are based on morality and fairness for all and a universal necessity. Working against this either by writing unjust laws or exploiting loopholes is not the out that these people think it is. Morality emerges from a fundamental objective reality with a physical form that supports quantification and a justified fairness. It couldn't be easier to see when people defy it. Through intersubjectivity, we all understand when an asshole is an asshole. We understand it as a majority. You could talk all you want, but this reality is still there, moving at its own pace. Lying doesn't really win. Relativism and disinformation doesn't really win. It just overpowers reality. Long-term goals off the table because of immediate and acute problems. Long-term goals like climate initiatives, healthcare goals, education, planning for AI impacts, they just become simply impossible to address when you have no idea what tomorrow will even bring. People can't really flourish in conditions where universality is subverted and uncertainty reigns. No end in sight. It's simply much easier to destroy than it is to build. It's simply much easier not to care and to get off on the suffering of others rather than create systems for them to flourish. As human beings, we have the most difficult task known to humanity. We have to manage and balance the lives of 8 billion human beings. Honestly, any idiot can attack a delicate situation and gain ground. To feel proud about pricking a balloon with a needle as if it was some sort of intelligent accomplishment, anybody can do that. It's maintaining the delicacy of a complex system that's commendable, that's responsible, that's moral, that's ethical, that promotes human flourishing, that avoids human tragedy. That's what's hard to do. That's what's respectable. That's good faith. That's honesty. That's what being a human is. So if you guys like this kind of philosophical subject matter, help us out by liking the video and subscribing to the channel.